What is up, you guys? Let's get into my 2026 NXT Stand and Deliver predictions. Let's start off with predicting the 10-person mixed tag match between Birthright versus Ren Sinclair, Eli Knight, Hank and Tank, and Shiloh Hill. Just the star power in this match is absolutely awesome. I can't wait to get to see Lexis King, Stax, Ariana Grace on Stand and Deliver. They all are so deserving. And I'm really excited once again to get Hank and Tank back after their big moment at Stand and Deliver last year beating Fraxium. Really excited to let Eli Knight see everyone across the world how amazing he is. He's one of my favorites in NXT right now, if not my favorite. And I have the team of Shiloh Hill, Ren Sinclair, Eli Knight, and Hank and Tank picking up the win. Up next is a grudge match between Sol Ruca and Zarya. This match has every single tool it needs to go steal the show. Two amazing in-ring performers, a really well-built long-term story, and just an exciting match that, to me, is the most exciting on this card. I'm a huge Zarya fan, and I'm a huge Sol Ruca fan. I selfishly want, in a way, both of them to go up to the main roster after this feud, in a way. I also want them to become a tag team because them in the women's tag team division will be absolutely disgusting. But I actually don't see this feud ending here. I see this feud carrying on, and I see Zarya picking up the Stand and Deliver win. Weird choice, just what I see happening. I think they're going to carry on this feud for a little bit longer. Up next is Miles Bourne versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny wrestling Mr. NXT. I got Johnny Gargano picking up the win over Miles Bourne. I think Miles Bourne doesn't have that much more to go through right now, and I just don't see any of the guys coming up other maybe than Eli Knight, Shiloh Hill, Keanu Carter, some of those guys maybe. I think they're still building up a little much. Being able to dethrone Miles Bourne without hurting him currently. I think Johnny beating him doesn't hurt him. You can then move Miles Bourne into the main event picture to face maybe the winner of Stand and Deliver. And it gives Johnny something to do. And it gives Johnny a chance to build up the future of wrestling and the current of NXT. So I actually have Johnny Gargano picking up the win in this match. Up next is Tatum Paxley versus Blake Monroe. I think Tatum Paxley is going to retain. I think this because you have now put titles on Tatum Paxley, taking them away from Tatum Paxley so quickly. And I think she deserves really to have a pure title run, a couple months maybe. And yeah, I really do think she deserves it. And I think Blake Monroe has an easier path to just entering the main event of NXT Women's. Not that Tatum Paxley doesn't, but I think Blake Monroe is the bigger attraction currently. And I think you can really enter her to fight against any of the women who are in this main event, whether it's Shacey Jane retaining, Kendall Gray winning, or Lola Vice. But yes, I have Tatum Paxley retaining the Women's North American Championship. Up next, the NXT tag titles are on the line, which I actually think is going to be the best match on the card in ring-wise. Absolute incredible high flyers. Not too much technical wrestling here, but some incredible high flyers. They're going to put on a show. The Vanity Project versus Los Americanos. I have the Vanity Project for sure retaining here. I think their reign needs to go on for very long. And let's really build up Jackson Drake's amazing Vanity Project into the top faction in NXT. We have Lola Vice versus Kendall Gray versus the NXT Women's Champion, Shacey Jane. I don't have Shacey Jane retaining. I don't think Kendall Gray's rise to glory in NXT is going to be this quick. I think it is finally time for Lola Vice to pick up some gold in NXT. Really excited for her and to see what the future is for all of these women's wrestlers. But right now, I just think it makes the most sense to put the title on Lola and get JC up to NXT. And really, to the main roster and really start working and incorporating Kendall Gray into more NXT storylines before we really put the big goal on her. But her time should be soon as well. I have Lola Vice picking up the win here. And lastly, the main event, Joe Hendry versus Tony D'Angelo versus Ricky Sainz versus Ethan Page for the NXT title. It's not going to be Ethan Page. It's not going to be Ricky Sainz. To me, they are going to go up to the main roster. And And if not, obviously they're going to have their own feud down here in NXT probably before going out to the main roster, and it does not need the title. I don't want this to happen, and I hope you guys don't either, but I think Tony D'Angelo is going to win it. I think they're going to move Joe Hendry up to the main roster, try to work him into the mid-card, or some other kind of like goofy feud. I think Tony D'Angelo is going to win this match. I don't know. I just see it. I think the long-term storytelling is going to pay off finally with all. Remember the Tony vignettes and all the things they were doing to really build him up into one of the top guys in NXT finally. It's going to pay off. They're going to give him the gold, and Tony D'Angelo is going to win the NXT championship. Thank you guys for watching my stand and deliver predictions. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you're watching it free on YouTube internationally. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next one. Peace out.